Well, hello. This is Mocha in the Morning. I am your host, Keisha Boyd, and this is my wonderful co-host, Jorge, officially Jorge, my Cafe Con Leche. Welcome to this Friday morning's edition. How are you, my love?
Hey, look at you.
Oh, I'm a little, festive, trying to do my thing, trying to keep up. Just trying to keep up. How was your week, my love?
It was awesome. I got to host the Miracles Outreach from Runaway to the Runway.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so how was that?
It was awesome. I think it's like my third year hosting that event, and I always have a blast. It's always in a beautiful place, and this year they were doing like this thing because they're like building like a ranch, for the girls, and it was if you purchase a brick.
Okay.
Right? And so it was really fun because I got the Facebook Live, me actually like buying a brick and doing what I like doing best, asking people for money.
Yes, especially for a good cause.
Never for me though, for everybody else. But it was great. I loved it. I love Miracles Outreach. Way to go, guys. Thank you, Rick Rollins at Style Lab for hooking me up that night too.
Oh, nice. Now listen, we came into the show just now. That was some new music, and I'm a Prince fan.
Yes, you are.
What is that?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, but first, coffee.
Yes, we'll be right back.
Turn the lights down so we can
Good God. Mocha in the Morning is brought to you in part by the Portico Cafe, where conversation, connection, and community create change.
All right, we are back. Listen, there are some things that we have to talk about, some steamers you have for us, including my boy Prince. So tell me.
Well, first of all, good morning, Identity Tampa Bay.
Identity Tampa Bay.
And if you don't know what steamers are like these stories that are like bubbling up that we know are going to become like bigger stories later.
Right.
And so, of course, the music that was playing in the background was the Royal Purple one.
Yes.
A microphone, a piano.
Yes.
And Prince.
And Prince, that's all you need. But you know what? The thing is, I obviously I'm a Prince fan. I love to hear music from him. New music, old, new. It's always classic to me. But the crazy thing is, this is streaming. And Prince was not with the streaming. He was not for it all. But you know why his music is being streamed and nobody can fight it? Because he didn't have an estate plan. Right? And so, word to the wise, get yourself a plan, a will, an estate plan, so when something happens to you, if something happens to you, then things won't be, just awry. You'll have someone that will be overseeing your estate. So, Mocha in the Morning to all of our fans, viewers, and listeners, get your stuff in order.
Tell yourself, I will have a plan.
That's right.
I will
do this. Oh my goodness.
And I will listen to Prince's new music.
But what we're not going to do is
what we're not going to do
is what?
Not have a plan.
Not have a plan.
And not have an estate plan.
All right. So our other piping hot story, steamer. Yes. I'm sorry, our steamer is about Mrs. America contestants. Now, what's going on with that?
Okay, so previous Mrs. America contestants are a complete total outrage, and they got Mrs. Allred in the situation.
Okay.
And basically, the CEO of the Mrs. America pageant used the N-word.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, just kind of like,
didn't he not learn
boom,
from
just out there, no big deal, just because that's what he thinks he can say.
Right, he got comfortable.
Got real comfortable. And the thing is, we just talked about this last week.
We really did. So yeah, the Mrs. America contestants, they're not suing for money. They're suing for awareness. They want people to know that this is happening. So we'll be paying close attention to see what happens in that situation. But until then, we want you to enjoy this awesome Mocha moment. One time for the ATL.
Hey, we're the debate team. Don't hate debate.
Yes.
That's your trophies. Congratulations.
We'll be right back with Piping Hot. All right, welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed that awesome Mocha moment. We are back for our Piping Hot segment, where we're going to get into some of the hottest things that are going on, that are making headlines in the news and all over We're going to bring them right to you so we can discuss it.
And today, joining us again is our favorite YouTuber and Mocha in the Morning contributor, Miss Kia Shakur. Oh, wait a minute. Mrs. Kia Shakur. Hey, girl, hey.
Better get it right.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
You look mighty radiant today.
Thank you. I have to compete with the two of you.
Oh, thank you, darling. I love that lip coat,
it's a
honey.
competition now. Oh, let me get ready for next
This
time.
is collaboration. We never compete. Collab. So let's jump right into our piping hot topic.
Kia's gonna love this
I know
one.
she is. I know she's bubbling over to talk about it. So Melania Trump's spokesperson is calling for a boycott of T.I., Mr. Clifford Harris himself, because in
Chinese
Chinese man.
Okay.
Because he did a racy video
Okay.
of himself in the Oval Office and a Melania Trump look-alike as a dancer.
Okay.
And so
let's do this.
Okay.
Let's roll a clip.
Okay.
The video that Melania spokesperson thinks is racy.
And disrespectful.
And disrespectful, right? Because she's so bullied. And then we'll keep it going.
All
so
right,
let's
take
watch
a look
this real quick.
So, my. Kia, what do you have to say, girl?
How about that Oval Office?
That was a lot. No, that was a lot. I mean, I get why people are mad. Because it's a lot. There's no other way as I can say it. But, I mean, honestly, hoes be winning. I mean, she came in as a naked Playboy model Maxim shoot girl, and that's what everybody's
So, Kia, since you said, okay, that's what's hot and what's like going down askew, and it's a lot. What is the difference? And I'm asking you from like a Republican's perspective. If we were to see Melania Trump's images like when she was working, right, compared to what T.I. did, exactly like what is the issue with
here's
what
the issue
being
that
too
I have.
much? I'm saying, like, help me out. Because I don't care for either one of them, so.
Well, here's what I'll say. I feel like all first ladies should be respected. So this is no different than when they were calling Michelle Obama a monkey. She's like a man. She's a tranny. It's all the same, and it's all awful. So T.I. is no better. Like I don't think it was a good idea. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what point he was trying to prove. Do we know what point he was trying to prove with this?
Well, I think, don't you think, since T.I. is an artist, that he basically is just creating art? And, and art is pretty much subjective, and he's not saying that the float is a hoe. He's just saying, like, this was his art, and why are we, like, boycotting? That's like putting a fig leaf on a penis.
Okay, so here's the funny thing, though. For everybody who's a Trump supporter, if you can name me one T.I. album, then you can boycott. If you can't, then there's nothing for you to say. None of these people going to boycott even know who he's married to, his kids, his albums, people he's collabed with. They know nothing about him. So if y'all want to boycott stuff you weren't listening to anyway, hey, more power to you. Great, go.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, T.I. will get more publicity for this than the boycott will ever. I mean, they're like, who? T.I.? What? Who? Ty? Tia? Is it Tia? Like at the airport? Like yeah, they're not with it. But anyway,
let's talk about who is winning.
Let's talk about who. Listen, Shonda Rhimes, okay, is like, you know what? I'm a boss. I'm the biggest boss on TV.
She is not afraid to put out her tax return.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Shonda Rhimes was doing a speaker at a Women in Hollywood event, L's Women in Hollywood. And she's like, you know what? I am going to brag. I am going to talk about this. I am the highest paid showrunner in television right now. And she was like, I think I can say that. I can toot my horn. Girl, you better toot. Okay?
Toots.
And she is very, very outspoken about how she wants to help other people, especially minorities, to reach a certain level in this industry. So I am ecstatic that this beautiful black woman is at the top of her game, you know,
top
and doing
of the
it,
game.
the game, not in her game, the game. Kia, what do you think?
She's right. She has every right to toot her horn. I mean, she basically runs ABC. I mean, think about the shows: Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, Station 19, How to Get Away with Murder. These are all shows that are in syndication on Netflix, making millions of dollars. And didn't she just get a deal with Netflix?
Correct. She did.
So you can brag all you want to, and if you get a banner in the sky, you deserve it.
That's right.
I just love how like Kia can roll out all those titles like in like. I was like, what show is that?
Oh my! Station 19. Note to self: go find Station 19. Just because.
Who's Anatomy?
All right. Oh, you know Grey's Anatomy.
Kia's Anatomy.
Kia, you know what? Cut it out. So, congrats to Miss Shonda Rhimes. We appreciate you, beautiful black girl. All right, now
Speaking of anatomy.
Speaking of anatomy. The NBA is controlling their players' anatomy. J.R. Smith was recently on social media talking about his tattoo, which was the Supreme, the clothing logo or the brand. He got it tattooed on his leg, which I'm like, why would you do that? But I've seen stranger things. However, the NBA is like, oh, okay, you better cover it up or I'm going to fine you every time. So, you know, no, they can't wear other brands because Nike and whomever else pays for their uniforms and such, so they are policing the bodies of their NBA players.
You see, I kind of get it, because, you know, it's like he's wearing a logo. It's
right.
kind of like the MTV days when, like, you go back and look at the videos from back in the day, and, like, all the logos are blurred out, because they were just trying to figure out, wait a minute, hold up, how are we going to, like, make money off this? And once they figure that out, I'm sure, like, they'll start getting checks from people's tattoos. So I kind of get the business part of it, because now he's using his body as a billboard.
I mean,
right?
It's art, right? Kia, what do you think?
It's not art. No, honestly, I'm with Jorge. I agree with the NBA. And the funny thing is, the tattoo is ridiculous. First of all, let's just acknowledge the fact that the tattoo is dumb, and it's a gigantic logo that goes from knee to the bottom of his ankle for the Supreme logo. And you're advertising for this brand that has no deal with the NBA. Like, it just doesn't make any sense why he got this gigantic logo. And a lot of people compared it to having the Jordan logo, but Jordan has a deal with Nike. So they're allowed to have that logo. If someone can't, it's any logo, Heineken, any of that kind of stuff, they would be in the same amount of trouble. So I think it was stupid that he did it, and I don't blame the NBA for trying to fine him. They should fine him that $30,000 every time.
Wow. Is that permanent? It's like advertising. It's like, it's not art. It's an ad.
It's
an ad. Yes, it's an ad.
It is an ad. It certainly is. Well, hopefully, I don't know what to say about that.
I mean, I would
get it removed. I mean, it's too big to get removed.
Not paying.
Not
paying the lady.
Listen, we are speaking, you know, of change and, you know, being able to identify as you are. Our Latina sisters.
Hey.
A recent report in Oprah's magazine talks about how more Latina women are identifying as Afro-Latina. Now, this is especially fresh for me because my husband and I just came back from Cuba.
Yes.
And we were immersed in the Afro-Cuban culture and learned so much and went and, you know, just literally just amongst the people. And I was amazed. I was like, oh my God, these are like my brothers and sisters. I felt that within me. And so I get it. Being an African American woman, I am so proud to be an African American woman, and I applaud those who do recognize their African roots and want to learn more about it and do identify as, you know, African or Afro-Latina, Afro-Latinx. I guess.
Yeah, there's Latino, Latinx, which is all encompassing. Like there's like Hispanic, and then there's like, you know, so if you're a Latino or Latina, then that means you are from Latin America, right? But you can be still a Spanish speaker. Now, if you're Hispanic, that means you're a Spanish speaker, but not necessarily from like Latin America, more like Spain.
Got it.
Because even if like you're from Brazil or then you're also considered Latin or Latino or now Latinx, which is all inclusive. We don't want to use Latino anymore because it always refers to like the masculine, and the girls are done with all that.
Yeah. So the Afro Latina is alive and well. Kia, what do you think?
Well, my family is Cubana. Well, I'm Cubana technically, and my family's in Miami, and they don't identify as Latina, but they all are half Cuban and just call themselves Black. So maybe they'll get to the point of identifying, and maybe it depends on what area you're in. Because again, I live in Orlando, and you're right, a lot more women are identifying as Afro-Latina, and I think it's beautiful. I think finally people are embracing every single part of them instead of just saying, I'm just this one thing. I am this whole wonderful bubble of
greatness.
I think it's amazing.
I think it's so wild because like in growing up, I would go to Puerto Rico every summer, and like my family was just like my family,
right?
It's kind of like you just sit there and like people have to like if you're in Puerto Rico, you're just like Puerto Rican, right? It's not like all this like cut up into different pieces,
right?
And then I think like when you actually leave, your place of being, your culture home and your heritage home, then all of a sudden you're faced with having to make decisions about like who you are and how you identify.
Yeah.
Which is crazy for me. Like I never, because I'm just like, everyone's a different color in my family.
Yeah.
But it's not it's just bizarre.
Well, I think that it's just an example and a definite definition of the diversity that we are in right now, and people want to know. But we'll be right back. Stay tuned with more Mocha in the Morning. This segment is brought to you by blackinthebay.com, your online connection to everything that's Black in the Bay. Log on now for news, updates, and events. And we are back. We have more piping hot right here.
Piping hot overtime.
Overtime with Mocha in the Morning today. So, we have a special segment.
We do.
Called the Red Eye.
But Keisha, I'm sorry. Before we even get into the Red Eye segment, where we are diving deeper,
right?
I just really think we need to throw out there about like these phone calls that these like white women are making, because now I feel that it's just in excess. It's way too much. It shouldn't happen regardless,
right?
But like now it's like I'm so over it.
So, white people. Hashtag white people.
Yeah, okay. Just Google white women calling the police on Black people, and this is what you see.
So, as you can see, the graphic. So the one that just had me just cut it out was a Cornerstone Caroline, right? When she called the police on the little 9-year-old saying that he tried to touch her. Like, really? Now, she gave an apology to the little boys. I don't know your name or who you are, but I apologize. But then she wants to now press charges against Du Bois' mom, who threatened her. Mama Bear absolutely is gonna. You don't threaten my child, a 9-year-old. Are you serious? And then you have what the babysitter.
They call the cops on the babysitter. The man just going home into his own apartment.
That's crazy.
You have the original one of the lady with the barbecue, right?
Yeah, right.
Not only that, then there was this. It's just period.
Too much.
It's too much. It's too much. And the thing is, like, I think these stories have gotten so much national attention that I don't know why they are still
happening.
Exactly. Yeah. Why are you making that phone call? I'm gonna turn out. I just feel like picking these random white women and just calling the cops on them for no reason.
Like she crossing the street.
Yeah. I mean, is that what's gonna take for them to like?
Yeah. Anyway.
Have a seat. Take several seats.
Several seats. But our red eye today, we are talking to Miss Sadie Dean, right?
From Color of Change.
From Color of Change, and we're gonna get into some things, but there are some things happening all over this country. Right now, because it's voting time. Mm-hmm. It's election season, and there is serious voter suppression going on.
Serious.
Especially we're hearing now in Georgia, right? Mm-hmm. There are wonderful women of color racing and going for public offices. Mm-hmm. all
First
over
of
this
all,
country.
in record numbers,
Record
all over
number.
the country,
Yes.
women are running for public
But
office.
specifically in Florida, 53 women of color
Yes.
are running for office. So whoop whoop, one time for the women of color trying to get in these positions to make change and make sure their voices are heard. Apparently, well, not apparently, I am very vocal. We are very vocal here on Mocha in the Morning about who we support. We are super team Gillum for governor here in the state of Florida. Go Gillum, Gillum for governor. So we support that young man because I know him personally as a FAMU grad. He was my president.
Did you see him with that chainsaw?
I did. Getting in there, getting in work, you know, for the communities in North Florida. And Stacey Abrams in Georgia, who's been making the headlines because the Secretary of State there, who's running against her,
who we talked about, with the bus, and all the illegals.
Yeah, he is like a do not vote list and all kinds of craziness. But did you hear about the bus that was going to that had a whole bunch of elders on the bus in Georgia? It was like an all-black bus. They were going to literally the bus was black. The people on the bus were black. It was a black bus, and they were going to do some early voting. A commissioner called the authorities, and they pulled that bus over.
Wow.
Like, really?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, not only are these voter suppression tactics sophisticated, but they're also, like, super tacky and then rogue.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What is going on?
And it's just crazy. And I really, really, really hope that, you know, we will overcome this and we will be successful at the polls. So if you have not voted, make sure you get out the vote. Okay? Hashtag can't wait to vote. Hashtag can't wait to vote. Vote early. If you have a mailing option, maybe. I'm a little skeptical. Just vote. Vote. Get out. Take someone with you. Knock on your neighbor's doors. Make sure that they are voting because we need you. Okay?
Treat that voting right like it's your child or your pet dog or cat that someone's trying to mess with. If you don't have a child, like, that's how so protective of your voting right you have to be. I mean, I would end a relationship over my voting rights.
Hello, because it's that important. Yeah. You know, so make sure you get out the vote. Hashtag, like I said, can't wait to vote. Hashtag can't wait to vote. Get out the vote. You know, our voices matter. There are things that are happening in this world, in this country, that we have to take control of.
Yeah, and absolutely. And when we come back,
yes,
we're going to get into our very special interview.
Yes.
With Sadie Dean from Color of Change.
Yes.
And where she gets into detail, you know, about this whole voter suppression thing and why, especially, you know, everyone of color needs to get out that vote.
All right, stay tuned.
Sadie Dean, hello and welcome to Mocha in the Morning. It's great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
And I love that we're doing this new segment called The Red Eye, and it's part of like our way of like diving into these like issues that are happening that we're experiencing, and kind of like that stay woke approach to it. So let's talk about Color of Change. If someone were to ask you, what exactly, you know, does Color of Change do? Like, what is their purpose?
So the intention of Color of Change PAC is to create a more equitable society for Black people in the scope of electoral politics. In 2018, we're focusing on the midterm elections. So we want to provide folks with as many tools that they need to ensure that the community wins for themselves and for a more progressive electoral body.
And what are some of those tools? Like, how do I know like what I need?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I need to put some tools in my toolbox.
So something that's very effective that we've been using for a long time, I'm sure you've heard of, is canvassing. So we're going to be providing folks with training on how to canvass in these neighborhoods, who to speak to. And our talking points are going to include Andrew Gillum, Bill Nelson, who's running for senator, as well as Amendment 4. And Amendment 4 is very near and dear to our heart in this election because we understand 1 in 4 Black folks cannot vote because they have a felony conviction. So when we return rights to 1.5 million people total here in the state of Florida, we're going to see a boost in our economy. We're going to see that folks who are returning citizens feel more involved in society, more willing to get engaged in the process, and these are the people that we're looking to empower. And we really want to ensure that the midterms win for Black people.
Okay, so when we say, or when you say, that we want black people or the community of color to win. What do you mean? Win what?
Yeah, so we want to hold decision makers accountable. We want to ensure that we are electing officials and elected officials who are able to work for us. So specifically in this race, Andrew Gillum is very important to us, not just because of the fact that he's black, but he understands our experiences. He understands the experience of the average person of color. He understands what it's like growing up like us. So I guess in so many words, yes, it is because of his experience as a black man that we appreciate him and we understand that he will work for us.
Well, for me, that makes a lot of sense because, like, for me, what doesn't make sense is to have a governing body that we elect, you know, to perform these duties and to look out for us, but they don't look anything like us, you know, or sometimes even near like our age kind of thing. So, but what are you doing out, you know, in the field? Are you like door knocking? Are you hosting events? You know, throwing parties? Like, how are we getting the word out?
So every weekend from now until the election, November 6th, we will be out getting out the vote in our communities. Now this could be in a block party or a brunch or knocking on doors or just texting folks. So we are leaning on your leadership to ensure that we win.
And now, so how do we get them to get involved with Color of Change?
Absolutely. So Voting While Black is our website, and it's super important because that's where we're listing all of the information about upcoming events, how you can get involved directly in your city, bringing a Color of Change branch pack into your city, and just really engaging and providing you with information about what to do to get out the vote.
Wow, look at her, Miss Field Organizer. She's organizing the field for us to be a fair playing game, right? Thank you so much for being on Mocha in the Morning and being part of our new series, The Red Eye. Because we have to stay awake through these times. And anytime, every time, all the time. You're watching Mocha in the Morning. And we'll be right back after this.
All right, this has been another episode of Mocha in the Morning, where we're always glad to add a little flavor to your morning
and
blend.
this week a little bit of heavy cream. Sorry, Wendy.
Yeah, you know what? Cut it out. Oh my God. Listen, we are continuously building our family. We want you to join us on social media. They can go to...
Oh yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Mocha Morning Show.
That's right. So make sure you like the page, join the family. Tell your friends and family about it. Share the page. We'd love, love, love to have you.
And actually join the group too on Facebook because that's where the real Kiki is.
Ooh, that's where the real Kiki is. Once again, I am your host, Miss Keisha Boyd, and this is officially Jorge. Enjoy this final Mocha moment, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, our forever First Lady,
Yes.
Michelle Obama. Watching her new look, you know, gotta get girls educated all over the world.
Yes.
Better think about it. See you next week.
Bye.